Hi, I am Dr. Martina Hodgson and I am the owner of the Dental Architect in Leeds and the Dental Studio in Wakefield. So as the owner of two busy practices, I am quite busy. My week, is quite hectic and different. So I do spend some days in surgery clinically, and I'm also in meetings, liaising with the team, sending emails, doing clin checks. So sort of very busy, teaching as well, all that kind of thing. So my week does look very different from day to day. So before we had RoboReception, any incoming calls would obviously be handled by the receptionist or a new patient coordinator. If they weren't available, it was literally just a case of answer phone or the patient having to send an email. So I definitely wasn't very confident. I felt like we were missing so many calls, and in particular, there's a lot of competition in this area. Patients like to ring around a lot, and I feel like if that call doesn't get answered straight away, they're going to be calling the next practice, and if the next practice answers, that's the one they're going to go to. So with all these calls being missed, I definitely felt like I was definitely missing out on new patients, emergency patients, patients with inquiries. So to me, to have something where I could capture, all of those new patients coming in that were looking around was really, really important to me. So in terms of marketing spend, obviously you can spend quite a lot of money on marketing, and that is really precious money, and we really track quite closely. And so when you're spending money on marketing, it's so important that any leads, any inquiries come in are going to get picked up. And you can have a really busy reception, you might have a queue of patients, and when the phone's ringing at the same time, it's a really stressful situation for receptionists to have. And I think it can kind of be quite anxious for them to juggling all these plates in the air. So as a practice owner, I naturally want my whole team just to be happy at work. I want to make their jobs really easy. So anything that I can do to make their lives easier, to automate things, absolutely not replacing them in any way, but just to make their lives easier is so important to me. So I think it was just a feeling that I have had for a long time that we need extra support with our automation systems. I knew Grant, I trusted him, I believed in what he was doing. So to me, it's always about the people behind the business, because you want to know that you're going to be supported. You want to know that if there's problems, they're going to be fixed. So I think the fact that it's built by dentists for dentists is really cool. To me, to have someone that understands the particular issues, the challenges, the things that go on daily within a practice, and has literally worked with his hands treating patients, I think does just take it that little next level. So I couldn't believe, honestly, how easy the whole onboarding process was. I can't remember how long it took, but it can't have been more than like a week, maybe 2 weeks from start to finish. They just needed, honestly, like a couple of little things from us. Our booking link, so the receptionist can send out a booking link to our patients, and they were just super responsive. There's never been a fear from my receptionist from day one when we introduced the RoboReception. They could see straight away how that was going to help their lives, because it's, never ever going to be a replacement for them. They know every call's getting picked up. It's getting picked up in a really great way, where they get all the details through from the patient and everything. They love it. They absolutely love it. They're getting a really clear summary of that call through from the patient, and they love it because it's got like the full name, the full contact details, and so they're really able to answer that query so much better. So I've definitely noticed that we're getting more bookings. We're getting more online bookings as well, especially over the weekends, that we're getting more online bookings as well, which is great. Yeah, I definitely feel like every penny we spend on marketing, we're maximising the return on that. When you spend a lot of money on marketing, you want to get the most from it. And so I feel like it's kind of plugged all those cracks now. I would say like the last couple of months since we've been using RoboReception, we've definitely had 2 really good months in terms of turnover. The early signs are that is, and you can just see the amount of new patients that are coming. I definitely would say that in terms of return on investment, it's definitely worth it, 100%. Yeah, even if it just like paid for itself, but it's definitely more than paid for itself. So I would definitely tell anyone that is thinking about getting AI receptionists to use RoboReception. I can't fault them, to be honest. It's been a great, very enjoyable journey so far. They've got your back. They want you to succeed, because if you succeed, they succeed. If I lost RoboReception tomorrow, I would cry, firstly, and then I think I would miss, I would miss the fact that my calls are being answered any time of day and night, that we're not missing anything, and that we've got a system that my receptionists love, my team love, patients clearly love, because I think we've got like a 98% engagement here, and the patients ringing and actually engaging with the bot. So I just think it's just that next level service, and for us, so we do try and give that 5-star service. It's just that little cherry on top in terms of giving our patients an amazing service.